start of any year, a lot happens, but mostly it's more like a reset button, a restart for so many people. And with that comes reflecting. We reflect back on the year that has been the previous year, and of course we try to focus on what the next year would look like. And 2024 has not been any different. So I took some time off during my staycation to just think of what travel used to be like and what travel is now. And there is no way we can look back to 2023 without looking back to 2020, the year that redefined life as we know it. So much has changed. Our lives were, for lack of a better word, we had to go back to the very beginning so that we can build back up. Everything as we know it completely changed. Let it be work, family, relationships, or whatever it is, it was forever changed in our minds, whether we knew it or not. And one thing for certain is we always knew that COVID was going to change our lives forever. We would never see life as we used to. That we knew. But we never knew how much of an effect it made until the years that we are living. So I took some time to think about what travel has been like and what travel looks like in the years post-COVID, and which led me to this conversation right here. A lot, other than the pandemic itself, COVID, and the people that we lost within that period, so much has happened there in between. It feels like the world went to war and its soldiers were not even ready. When you think about things like the Ebola outbreak within Africa, we have things like floods in Haiti, we have Hawaii, we have right now, of course, some of the things that we are concentrating on, Ukraine and Russia, Palestine and Israel, and everything else that has happened in that gap between. When you look at South Sudan, anything that has happened on the political scene, you know for certain that the economy was hit beyond our imagination. Everyone, everything, when you talk about the state of the world right now, one of the things that we are going to be talking about is the economy and of course, everything there within. So here on this channel, we believe that travel is a necessity and not a luxury. But let's be honest, one of the things that you are going to throw off that ship when your finances are not looking great is travel, because in one way or the other, it looks like a luxury, and maybe it is. That is a conversation for another day. But right now, when you look at travel post-COVID, we look so much at domestic tourism being one of the things that have been heightened. You see, it's a crazy thing about COVID. COVID put us in our homes. We were secluded. That means that we were not meeting the people we loved so often. And yet, we craved that human touch. We craved that physical being that we had previously and we never enjoyed. So guess what COVID brought about? Because we were forced in our homes with SOPs and all the social distances that had to come within that space, guess what came out of it? We longed for the outside. We longed for the wild. We longed for the hugs. We longed for the human touch, for the smiles, for the strangers. And that is why, especially in Uganda, we have recorded more and more cases of domestic tourism. So the state of tourism right now, the state of travel post-COVID, is a state where even when people are looking at their finances, they are also looking at the need to fulfill physical and human connection. Isn't that interesting? We're seeing more and more people get to invest in that, because what more can be better than you seeing a stranger and smiling. You seeing your niece and nephews and getting that long-awaited hug. You meeting people from all parts of the world. Recently, I met a couple that completely touched my life. And I started wondering, where in this world would I go to get such an experience? They were talking about their experience here in Uganda for gorilla trekking, and breathtaking was the word, because the lady got so emotional and she said, I have never in my wildest dreams thought I would ever have such an experience in the wild. So if you are wondering where your focus should be post-COVID, you gotta see what's out there, because the world as we know it changed. Everything, work, people have resorted to working from home. Their offices are on the planes while they fly to their next thing. That is why it's so important for you to nudge yourself a little bit and leave that place. So in the world where travel after COVID would look like a no-go, I'm saying this is the right time to travel, because the world has more lessons out there. You see, sometimes in your four-walled bedroom, you may think that that is all life is about, but travel gets to reveal the secrets of what's out there. And I'll leave it at that, just a thought of some of the things that I've been thinking about, especially during my staycation, and reflecting on what the year is going to be like, but also what it has been like. We've got to look back, but we've got to focus on what is ahead of us. My name is Renji Stella. Make it a point to subscribe, like, comment, and also tell me, what does travel look like for you in 2024? I have something interesting that I'm going to be sharing with you in my next videos of January, because I want us to focus on traveling. I want us to dream bigger on what is out there. So 2024 for me is a year to regroup, to restart, to rebuild, to rejuvenate. It's really a year, because you know what COVID told me? It told me that in the face of uncertainty and the face of loss, human nature will always rise. They'll always find a way, a loophole, a window, a ceiling, a tiny bit to survive. And that is what this channel is going to be focused on this 2024. Don't forget to subscribe again. I love you. My name is Renji Stella. Until next time.